GSA is responsible for the efficient and effective functioning of our government. When its budget is slashed, the consequences are far-reaching and, more often than not, counterproductive. In fact, funding cuts to GSA translate to increased expenses for the American people, such as those caused by deferred maintenance of federal property. Administrator Callahan, in fiscal year 2023, 8 of the 17 major repairs and alterations projects that GSA requested in the president's budget were resubmissions because the projects did not receive funding when they were originally requested. Is that correct?
Correct.
And in fiscal 2024, 13 out of the 17 projects were resubmissions. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Administrator Conahan, is it correct that the cost of resubmitted projects increased by $300 million due to the delays caused by Congress's failure to fund them?
I think that would be the low end, yes.
House Republicans' fiscal year 2024 Financial Services and General Government Appropriations Bill, which funds GSA, would cut $715 million from the Federal Buildings Fund. This is $1.6 billion below the administration's request for the fund. Administrator Collin, how does this lack of funding lead to waste and mismanagement of taxpayer dollars?
Yeah, thank you for that question. I referred in my statement to the Federal Buildings Fund and how crucial that was for our ability to consolidate, sell buildings, and save money. If you think about in your own life, if you have two locations, if you're a business and have two locations and decide it's time to shrink into one, you usually need a little bit of money to maybe upgrade and modernize or change and reconfigure the one building that you're going to bring everybody into. That's exactly what we're talking about here. You can't get rid of the old building that you know is going to save you a lot of money if there is not a way to upfront have money to invest in the improvement of the one you're going to keep. And if you think about that across our portfolio, it's happening over and over again. The single biggest impediment, as the GAO said, to downsizing and consolidating and saving billions of dollars for taxpayers is access to upfront money that Congress intends to come from the Federal Buildings Fund. Congress solved this problem, and it worked for decades. And it's only been over the past 12 years that over $1 billion a year has been siphoned off to use for other things. We're asking for that money to be able to then have long-term planning to do what Chair Comer and I totally agree needs to happen, which is optimize our footprint.
This is major news. Healthcare costs are continuing to increase for many Americans. But lawmakers say that the Inflation Reduction Act will continue to lower prescription costs for millions of households. Many states are also starting to draft plans to distribute direct payments to assist with monthly bills during the winter season. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for all of the latest news. Also, friends, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaways, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, the average annual premium for employer-sponsored health insurance as of July was $8,435 for individual coverage and $23,968 for family coverage. That marks a 7% increase for each over the last year. Workers are contributing a greater amount to premiums too. In 1999, workers contributed $318 to their average annual premium for individual coverage of $2,196. In 2023, worker contributions reached $1,401, or 16.6% of the overall premium. Andrea Dukas, Vice President of Health Policy at the Center for American Progress, told Yahoo Finance, "I think it just sort of demonstrates the continued strain that employees and employers are facing when it comes to being able to afford to offer health insurance. Healthcare affordability is still a major issue in the United States overall. An October 2023 survey indicated that 38% of U.S. adults in the past year delayed or skipped health care or a prescription because they could not afford it, including 54% of those with employer-sponsored coverage. Matthew Ray, a healthcare analyst, told reporters, "I think that even for working people, especially for low-wage workers, many of the cost-sharing provisions required by employer-sponsored health plans raise real affordability issues for what their ability is to actually use a plan." Health insurance companies determine the cost of premiums based on how much they expect to spend on a particular insured population. Healthcare utilization rates and the cost of that care are two major drivers. Though inflation has cooled in recent months, a survey found that nearly two-thirds of working-age adults reported that price inflation had some type of impact on their family's ability to afford health care in the past year. This is including 60% of those with employer-sponsored coverage. Among that 60%, those earning less than 200% of the federal poverty level reported struggling the most with inflation and health care costs. Though the cost of premiums is still increasing, the growth in deductible costs, which is the amount a person pays for covered health care services before their insurance plan starts to pay, has slowed in recent years. The average deductible for single coverage in 2023 was $1,735. According to the recent survey, 25% of employers with 50 or more employees believe their employees have a high level of concern about the affordability of cost sharing, while 33% believe that employees have a moderate level of concern. Dear friends, what are your thoughts on this? Do you agree that healthcare costs is very expensive in the United States? The state of Maine is working on plans to allocate approximately $72 million in federal funding from the Inflation Reduction Act to help residents with energy and efficiency rebates. Over 1 year ago, President Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act into law, providing about $370 billion for investments across the United States in clean energy and energy efficiency. The legislation provides about $4.3 billion for energy-saving retrofits and an additional $4.5 billion for efficient electric appliances and other supplies across the nation. The Department of Energy specifies that the state of Maine can get about $36 million from each program at a minimum of about $11 million total for low-income households. In 2019, Governor Janet Mills announced Efficiency Maine will offer heat pump rebates with a goal of installing 100,000 heat pumps by the year 2025. Maine surpassed its goal and recently announced a new mark, installing an additional 175,000 heat pumps by 2027. Officials are deciding how to issue new standards to make the rebates under the Inflation Reduction Act more accessible to residents. Under the law, those with the lowest income could receive the highest rebate, which is currently $8,000 or 100% of project costs for heat pumps. The state wants to make the rebates more accessible to moderate income households. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you, dear friends, for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, every Friday I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.